What embarrassing or disturbing thing have you found while helping a friend move? Helping a friend move with his dad, and he asks me to be the one to carry this specific box to the truck. I, knowing my friend has not come out to his parents, assumed some stuff about the contents and said no more about it except I accept this responsibility. I pick it up. Heavier than I expected it to be. The tape on the bottom gives and a single rubber dick falls out. Right in front of his dad. My poor friend looks absolutely horrified. And his dad looks at him, asks, "That thing clean?" Friend basically squeaks yes. Dad picks it up, tosses it back in the box and continues taking stuff to the truck. I get an update on the follow-up in the next couple days. His dad has known he was gay since high school. Not a friend but my tenant. We had a knock on our door late at night and 2 police were standing outside. They told us our tenant wouldn't be coming home again and asked for next of kin info. I found out later that he had died in a car accident. His family reached out to coordinate. They lived across the country and asked me if I could check on his place for anything that might rot. He was an older guy who lived alone, so I agreed and went down to check it out. I first went into his office. The first thing I noticed was a full basket of used tissues next to his computer. I assumed, for a few reasons, that they were full of cum. He was a good tenant that I had for years and wanted to do him a solid, so I threw them out. There were also at least 6 thumb drives on the computer desk, but I figured best to leave them. Next, I went into his bedroom. As soon as I flicked on the light, I saw dresses, bras, and panties scattered all around the room. He also had a wardrobe with both doors open that had hundreds of individually boxed maxi pads spilling out. I looked down and saw that the used panties on the floor had used maxi pads in them, and they were all full of piss. There were also little cutouts of foam on his dresser that looked like bra stuffers. I figured he was cross-dresser in secret. I don't have anything against that, but I was surprised, just because he was a big burly French dude who didn't seem the type. This time, I wasn't sure what to do. I got rid of the cum rags, and then decided to at least get rid of the used pads. But I was torn if I should get rid of the cross-dressing stuff. I recalled how private he was and would never allow me to enter the apartment without him being there. So, I had a hunch nobody knew about this. But what if the family did know? They would wonder why none of it was there. I decided to remove all of the soiled pads but leave the clothing and boxed pads. His son and 3 daughters arrived a few days later to gather his things. I let them in and then stopped at the door and told them to message if they needed anything. Just a few minutes later, the son texted me and asked me to come back. As soon as he saw me, he said, "Did my father have a woman friend who stayed here with him?" I knew right away what he meant. I stalled and stuttered and said that. Yes. I remember seeing a woman come by here a few times. I'm not sure who she was. He thanked me and that was all he wanted to know. I went upstairs into my apartment and sat down. Right away, I could hear them all begin to scream and sob. I don't think because of the cross-dressing stuff, just grieving. I started to cry alone. He was my downstairs tenant for years and we used to have each over for supper. It hit really hard in that moment. They ended up leaving early. They hired a cleaning company to empty the place and throw out all of his stuff. Once they left, I went outside and saw that they stuffed all of the cross-dressing stuff into our green bin. Which sucked for many reasons, one of them being that the green bin was half full of organic waste already. I still wonder if I made the right choice. Maybe I should have just put the stuff in my apartment and see if they ask about it. Is it better that they know? Is he in some other plane of existence cursing me right now? The whole thing sucked.